Hey everyone, what is today? It is Thursday already. I can't believe it is already Thursday. I'm so pumped because my husband and I are actually heading out of town today for a couple of days. He didn't have any hockey and we were like, yes, let's take a couple of days. And so we're out of town. We're heading out of town for a little bit, but I actually am popping on here live because I just did a post about something that we've been really focused on within the community that I really think, good morning, actually it's close to afternoon, is such a really powerful thing to embrace when it comes to your brand and the message that you're trying to convey to your audience. And so in the community, we've really been working this week on what we call the Pistachio Plan. And so there is a reason we call it the Pistachio Plan, but in a nutshell, no pun intended, a Pistachio Plan is really just knowing exactly what makes you unique and doing more of that on purpose. You know, the other day on the grid, there was a post that was put out about something I said on our live training on Monday. And every Monday we do these live trainings with our community members. And on Wednesday we give them a resource. So it's not just about a training, but it always brings them back to, okay, how can I actually apply what I learned on Monday? And so we really focused on, all right, let's create this Pistachio Plan. Let's really focus on that. So the resource is, the one this week was not one that's done really quickly. It's one that really takes a lot of heart work to figure out, because once you get to the heart of what makes you unique in what you offer to people, your branding starts to really shift and change. And so I wanted to give you guys 3 tips that you can apply today to your marketing, to whatever it is that you provide, the service or whatever it is that you are selling. It is not about being the best at something. It's about being different and allowing whatever it is that makes you unique, that makes you different, become a big part of what you are putting out there. Do more of what makes you different and do it on purpose. Actually, there was this beautiful red bird that just flew in front of my window. Sorry, I just got distracted for a second. So number 1, the very first tip I have for you is focus less on you. So yes, it's important that you share a little bit of your story with the products or the services that you offer, whether it's an Etsy shop, a boutique that you own, that you run, and how much you love those clothes. But it really is about how other people can see themselves using those products or those services that you provide. So I really make myself pass through 3 questions. I ask myself before I post, is this helpful? Is this hopeful? Or is this healing? And so I know when I'm looking at those 3 questions, it's not a so what post. It's not just Katie saying, look at me, I'm so awesome, I put this information out, how cool am I? It doesn't feel like that. It really makes people say, I feel like she's speaking directly to me. So ask yourself that first one. Am I taking the focus off of me and helping people see that I have a solution for them? And so number 2, actually, this is just sort of attached to number 1. And the way that I really help my audience get engaged is I really spend a lot of time focusing on the very first things that I am saying. And so I call these either my captions or my taglines. Either way, I use those words kind of like at the same sort of idea. So those are the first words of any given post that make me want to scroll on. So think about it. When you're scrolling on social media, what do you stop at? There are 2 things that I stop at. 1, the picture. I want to if I am going to click, if I see something that I like, it's either because it captivated me in some way and I'm looking at my IG, or there was something about the picture that I was like, I love that, or I was connected to it in some way, whether it's something somebody was wearing or it's really light and crisp and really pretty. But the other thing that I really focus on is captions. Because once I click on that picture, I will know right away by the first sentence if I want to read on. So your caption, the very first thing that you are saying to your audience, is critical. It's so important to the rest of your message. And so when I think about my captions, A lot of times I ask them a question from the very beginning, or I ask for their opinion from the beginning. And if it's not a question, maybe it's a phrase or something that I know will draw them in. And in the community, we have given resources about those type of captions. And then number 3, and this is so key, because if you're really going to build a business, you have to have a business plan. You have to have a strategy. So often we talk to people who are just posting because they feel like, well, that's just what I have to do. So they go into their marketing and into their media with all of these like, well, I'm just gonna put this out there and hope it sticks. So you're like throwing spaghetti at the wall, just crossing your fingers that something is gonna catch, that something's gonna stick. But here's the deal, if you go into it with a plan of what you're gonna put out there, you can really funnel in on the message that you're putting out there. Then you can go back and say, all right, this worked well, this didn't work well. If something worked well, you take that same idea and you put it out again and again and again. Because media is just repeating yourself in different ways so that you're engaging the right people. And we're really specific about calling it a pistachio plan because the goal of marketing is not to please everybody. It's not to get your message across to the entire world and expect everybody, men, women, old, young, to connect to what you're saying. Meaningful marketing is all about focusing on your funnel. Who are those people that you want to work with? You guys, I am so happy that you tuned in for a couple minutes to check out what we're doing and the Chic Community. And if you are not yet registered for the live webinar we're going to be doing about stepping up the social media game, make sure you check the link in our bio so you guys can check that out. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your Thursday. I hope that this information helped. And if it did, make sure you direct somebody else in your network over here. All right, guys, have a great day.